Determined to find a cure for Scully's cancer, Mulder gains access to a secret government facility where he finds a chip identical to the one taken from her neck.
This is a cure for cancer? It may be for Scully's.
Putting it back in leads to possibly the remission of that cancer. So it is very important, and its ultimate purpose is still a mystery.
What are these? Human ova. Taken from home. What? Harvested during her abduction through a high amplification radiation procedure that caused superovulation. Why? For fertilization. There are mothers.
Later, Scully learns that the ova taken from her body during her abduction have been used to create a child.
According to this, I am Emily's mother.
The tricky part was how to be with this child. There's a coldness, there's a wariness, there's an awkwardness, but at the same time, there's this need from Scully to love and to be loved in this way.
Your name's Emily, right? I'm Dana. This must be very scary for you. I just wanted to let you know that everything's gonna be fine.
And the inevitability of her death is quite large, yet she's willing to fight, but yet there's not that connection. So it was tricky to know quite how to play that.
Fox.
And I even made my parents call me Mulder. So. Mulder.
Mulder, I wouldn't put myself on the line for anybody but you.
If there's an iced tea in that bag, it could be love.
Must be fate, Mulder. Root beer.
It sounds cliche to say that they're best friends, but they're best friends beyond what lovers could ever be.
Scully loves Mulder, and Mulder loves Scully. It's a wonderful romance. It's just not a sexual romance. It's not a physical romance. It is a caring, tender, respectful relationship. It's an ideal, and I would never want to do anything to threaten it, to change it.
One of the things that keeps people watching and keeps the aliveness between us is are those moments where there is that intimacy, where even just the touch of a hand can be the same as making love in another series.
It's like the one friend, I guess, that he has in the world. I mean, I heard a phrase once, somebody was talking about their wife. This was a person who was very inept socially, not the wife, but the man. There were many things said about him that weren't kind, and he said, my wife, who is lovely and social and everything like that, is my human credential. It like makes him a human being, because people think if she can stand him, he must have some humanity within him. And sometimes I think about Scully as Mulder's human credential. It's the only thing that makes him not crazy in many ways.
Well, I tell you, bloopers can happen anytime, and it's just, it can be somebody blows a line.
They called me down from D.C. trying to develop a clear something for the court. They called me down from D.C. trying to develop a clear diagnosis for the court.
Once you start laughing, it's no longer under your control.
But if I even sense that the other person is going to break, I'm gone 200 miles an hour.
She starts giggling, and it's all over.
Looking down. Can we cut? Sorry.
Check it out, Mulder. I had breakfast with the guy who shot John F. Kennedy.
Is that so?
Old dude now, but yeah. Says he was dressed as a cop on the grassy knoll.
The lone gunmen are a trio of conspiracy theorists and a government watchdog group. They published a newsletter called The Lone Gunmen.
In our April edition of The Lone Gunmen, we ran an article on the CIA's new CCD-TH-2138 fiber optic lens micro video camera.
The Lone Gunmen are these three computer nerds who are Mulder's buddies.
He comes to us for information he can't get through his regular channels. You know, we have apparently connections to various sorts of information that he can't get.
We can dig it up much
Yeah.
faster than he can dig
We
it
seem
up.
to know a hell of a lot.
They use this magnetic strip to track you. Whenever you go through a metal detector at an airport, they know exactly how much you're carrying.
They do actually help Mulder, and they have some kind of expertise.
Okay, Langley, Frohicke, I'm here. Open the door.
The doors work on redundant systems. We're working fast.
Almost there.
Go!
Well, how I came to be cast in the X-Files, I auditioned for the pilot. I auditioned for the senior FBI agent who had 3 lines. I didn't get that part. I got the part with no lines, called the cigarette smoking man. And then I guess Tombs was probably the next episode, and where I actually spoke a little bit.
Do you believe them?
Of course I do.
I imagined myself to be quite powerful. Then, kind of all of a sudden, at least in terms of, at least for me, the syndicate appeared with the well-manicured man and the first elder, and I seemed to be in some way answerable to them. The syndicate seems to be working with the aliens towards some kind of goal.
Bill Davis told me that he believes that he is the hero of the show.
Well, I mean, I think it's obvious that CSM is the hero of the show. I mean, surely it's obvious to everybody. I mean, Mulder's so impetuous, you know, he's always flying off the handle, he's always waving his gun around. I mean, what kind of responsible citizen is he?
I should shoot you right here, but they'd probably be able to save you.
Whereas CSM is always very thoughtful, thinks things through, delegates responsibility. I mean, clearly has a handle on what's going on.
As I said, I'm offering you a chance to know the truth.
In exchange for what?
Quit the FBI. Come work for me.
So that's Bill Davis's point of view on the character, and I guess, you know, whatever makes it easy for you to sleep at night, CSM.
I play Assistant Director Skinner, who is their superior. They are directly responsible to who gives them their assignments.
Agent Mulder, Agent Scully.
He's a very by-the-book individual within the FBI. I think he has very high moral standards. He's a very ethical person.
Why don't you tell me what you're doing here?
I want an answer from you.
I want an answer from you.
This isn't your job.
My job is to direct the agents under me, to question their motives when they're lying about investigations.
It's hard to figure out what Skinner's up to. He's kind of gone back and forth between being in Mulder and Scully's camp and towing his FBI line.
The Skinner relationship has evolved. Early episodes, I used to hang out in his office all the time. I was often in his office. I quite liked those scenes. He had very, very comfortable furniture, and I just kind of hung out. Of course, then he got irritated with my smoking, and he put up this little sign saying, "Thank you for not smoking," which I looked at and lit up anyway. And then he starts going over to the other side in a way. He starts getting affected by Mulder.
What is this?
This is where you pucker up and kiss my ass. Now listen, you listen to me, you son of a bitch.
It had been such a hard thing for him to deal with him like that for so long. So when he was able to, you know, just look at him and tell him to kiss his ass, it was a fine moment.
Krycek. Alex Krycek.
Skinner didn't say anything about taking on a partner.
Alex Krycek was hired to fill in for Scully when Jillian got pregnant. Mulder needed a new partner, and Krycek came in and then seemed to be just a young green agent, innocent enough, and then turned into like some kind of double-dealing secret agent working for the cigarette-smoking man.
If Mulder's such a threat, why not eliminate him?
Kill Mulder and you risk turning one man's religion into a crusade.
And now he's just kind of out there on his own because he's double-crossed everybody, possibly killed my father.
Dad?
He has become not just another treacherous character in the series, but one of the most treacherous, a man who now works only for himself.
This character is somebody that the audience loves, for lack of a better description, loves to hate. One of the things I love about playing this role is that it's a very physical role, and I love doing physical acting. It was a force that literally pushed me from behind, and you could feel the heat up your back, and it looks great, I think, on camera. Punching me, my head had to snap in order to sell the punches. He hits me full on with the phone on the forehead. I go down, and as I'm going down, I'm going, keep rolling, keep rolling. The next day, the whole side of my face is bruised. You know, whether it's hanging from 17 floors by one arm, when I'm being chased by horses in Tunguska, it's all like play. It's so much fun to do. 9 lives, I've used 5.